Good morning. Hopefully this morning my camera and it's going to turn me into a ghost. Please somebody tell me why that happens. It almost did, but it didn't. Okay. I want to finish this project this morning because tomorrow my window cleaners are coming for this studio, which means I have to clean off everything I can get out of here so that they can pull this big old IKEA desk out away from the windows and clean them. That means we have to finish. In order for that to happen, I did some work this morning before I started to film. I did all the gridding. I'm going to show you what I did, how I did it, and then I will start painting and we'll get done. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to show you what I did this morning. I have a design that I already have done before. I took out my computer and I put it up so I could sort of see what I did before. And first I made these little pointy half whatever triangles or something that they could be, I guess. And I made them, two of them, one here, and it in these little between the lines it's going to be silver with the dots like I did on the front, and then this part of inside the triangle is solid black. This is solid black, and then these are going to be black and white stripes all the way across. So it's after it's done, it gives this weird somehow flaggy look. It's why I did my red, white, and blue one, because I thought, oh, this is very patriotic, sorta. It's not really any flag of anywhere, but it's red, white, and blue. So, honestly, those are colors of flags all over the world. It wouldn't just be us, the U.S., us. So, anyway, that's what I did this morning to save a lot of time. And now I'm going to start painting the stripes. I'll do the stripes first, then I'll do the black, and then I'll do the silver and the dots. That's how it'll go. And I use this big, handy, long ruler that goes all the way across so I can do it all at once. Love this ruler. A little side story. I know it's making it longer, but do you see this? I've been looking for this for days. I finally found it. It is a mosquito... what am I trying to say? Mosquito and fly swatter, but it it actually electrocutes the little creatures. And I know that sounds horrible, but I can't have flying things in my studio that are going to get in my paint. I love all of God's creatures, but there's three that I don't understand why he made, and maybe I'll find out someday. Those three are mosquitoes, flies, and roaches. So you tell me what good they are, but if you can tell me, please let me know. But I had to get this thing because it really works. I learned from my son that if you go to fly from the front, they're blind from their front side, and you can get them. If you come at their side, they can see you and they fly away. So a little life lesson there. Okay, we're going to start, and I'm going to do black first. And once again, my trusty Martha Stewart's black, beetle black. Now, do I have the proper brush? I think I do. Okay. Phew, didn't know. I've already marked where I want the black, where I want the white, and I'm going to give a little start. I'll go a little ways, and then I'll pause while I finish, and then come back where you can see what I'm doing. Now this is the little tricky one on the end. It's not quite as wide as the others, but it makes it end in black. So work that out. Then I just come down everywhere there's an X. I have to be careful when I'm coming down this way. I'll have to come back up. I love the way I paint because honestly it doesn't matter how crooked things are. It all comes out and works out in the end. I promise. It's when I smudge everything. I don't know. That's got to be silver, so I can't get it on there. And that's got to be... Okay, now let's see if we can come down. You know, yesterday I was talking about my makeup. I forgot to tell you something that I learned. It's very important. I'm giving some little life lessons here as I paint. But I learned from Bobby Brown. She actually used to be, and probably still is. I just don't watch TV in the mornings anymore. But I used to watch the Today Show when I lived in New York. And she said something very important. She said, if you only have time to do one thing before you leave the house in the morning, only one thing, you'll never guess what it is, but it's your eyebrows. If you have time to do two things, put on your lipstick. So I have lived with that advice for all these years. I never go out of the house without my eyebrows and usually my lipstick. I kind of do both of those because I am one of those that I have to have my lips on. And because my eyebrows are so invisible, that's very important for me. So there. That's that little advice. And while I'm doing this, I'll have to tell you. Maybe I'll save that for the next segment about how I came up with the queen squares. Okay, let's take a pause. Voila, the magic of YouTube. I got everything painted black like I planned. Now I'm going to do some embellishing, adding two to make something even more beautiful or more special or more decorated. That's what we learned yesterday. What I learned yesterday, I have to say in this for 6 years. I just do whatever I want to do. After I do this embellishing, we will take a little break and I will put on the silver. It's going to go in the sort of a X. All right, let's see. That's enough of the black. I'll clean my brush and I always use the putty, Martha Stewart's putty, for the part that's the white embellishment, but I don't like to use the white. I like to use this. It just the way I like it to look. So now we're going to do this in the black. And then I'll come back and do a little in the in the white. I mean, yeah, in the white. Embellishment. Okay, back to the queen's squares. Supposedly, and I've heard this my whole life, because I'm a Howard on my mother's side, our genealogy goes back, and this has been checked out by some pretty authentic people. Go back to the Howards in England, one of which is Sir Thomas Howard, who was the uncle of Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard. They happened to be the two wives of King Henry VIII that were beheaded. So, we've always had that little thing in our head, and when Elizabeth was growing up, we began calling her the Queen. I won't go into why. So she's always been Queen Elizabeth. Her name is Elizabeth. And of course, Elizabeth at first was the daughter of, I believe, Anne Boleyn, who was the first queen. So we've always called Elizabeth Queen Elizabeth. I'm the Queen Mother. She's Queen Elizabeth. So therefore, the Queen's Squares are named after my daughter Elizabeth. There we go. Finally named them. And now you know why. Okay, the end of that story. The next segment, I might talk about Cinnamon. Hey, we'll tell you how she got her name and maybe some other things. All right, I'm done here. I think, well, I might do a little more, but I'm going to pause, and then I'm going to paint the silver, and then we'll start doing some dots, and I'll show you that again. We're back, and now we're going to start putting dots on the silver. I got the dots on the silver while we were on a break, and this is how I do my dots. Don't laugh, please don't laugh, but several funny things since I was with you last. I have decided to rename the squares. Not what I said, but I've come up with something I think that's even better. They're going to be called the Royal Squares. Now, don't you think that's better? I like that a lot. Sorry, Elizabeth, but you know, hey, you are a royal, so it's still because of you in a way. All right, so that's it. Royal Squares. That's it. No more changing. And I have to say, I've been mulling over what I did to the front of the guitar. It's not like the originals, of which have sold for Anthony's Moxie Guitars series called The Finisher. So I will be turning this over after this is all dried and doing it back the way it should be, which will show you, like I said, I've said over and over, nothing's fatal. You can always fix it if you want to spend the time, and I definitely want to spend the time. So Anthony, no fear, it's gonna be the way it should be. And after many texts from Kim, my daughter, Kimmy Schwimmy, the way Anthony pronounces his name is Gemini. So we've had 3 ways to pronounce that name, but like I said the last time, it's gonna be Anthony G for me. I just can't remember the right way. I would have to keep a little note by me all the time, Anthony. So you see how this is going, and I hope you can see how it's going. But my little dots make me happy, make me really happy. I was telling Kimmy today, we were talking on the phone. She's up in New York and I'm down here. And then when I paint, before I started doing these videos, I never play music. I never have any noise going. I just paint with my thoughts coming out of my head. And now I'm painting on video, with it being videoed, with my thoughts coming out of my mouth. So that's just how it's happening. Whatever I think comes right out of my mouth. And instead of you getting background music, you're getting me. That's just the way it's gonna be. And I'm having fun, regardless. That's all that matters, right? Having fun in this life. I decided a long time ago, never will forget, I saw the title of a book on a shelf. Never read the book, but I'll never forget the title. And the title was, Happiness is a Choice. And I went, okay. I choose to be happy. And pretty much, most of my life, I can't say I haven't had a few down moments or days, but I can tell you they don't last long because I really live that. It's just more fun to be happy than sad. That's my little life advice in this segment. And I'm going to stop, finish these, add the whites and the putty colors on the dots, and then we'll be finished with the back of the guitar. Like I said, I am going to turn over and make a little change to the front, and I won't show you that until it's done. So I will say goodbye for a while, and it's been fun.